Nothing out there could ever stop me from chasing after the way you love me, keeping me up 2 cups of coffee. Baby, you make me feel so lovely. I keep on running, no, I should've wanted I keep on falling right into your thought, I can't get you off my mind. So sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Oh, what a rush each time you catch me chasing after the way you love me, color my life up like confetti. Baby, you make me feel so lovely. I keep on running, no, I should've wanted I keep on falling right into your thought, I can't get you off my mind. So sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Nothing out there could ever stop me from chasing after the way you love me, keeping me up 2 cups of coffee. Baby, you make me feel so lovely. So sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes, please. Love is like candy. Sweet, yeah, I need it from you. Got my hands all on you, sweet. Everything I want is sugar like yes,
Thank you and welcome for coming to the graduate class of 2021 of Jesse Bethel High School. My name is Ramon Cusi, the principal here at Jesse Bethel High School, and I'm honored to be here today to celebrate in person our graduates. But before we continue, I'd like to introduce some of our dignitaries. First to my right, I have Trustee Christy Gardner. And I also, to my right, I have Superintendent William Spalding. And now I would like to call up Cadet Ensign Kate Jean Castro of the NJROTC and Senior Class Secretary and Treasurer for the flag salute and the national anthem.
Please rise for the national anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose footsteps and bright stars through the perilous o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rugged that bombers singing there gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
You may be seated.
Thank you, Ensign Castro. And now for our welcome, JSP President Carlene Alfonso.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jesse Bethel's graduation ceremony for class of 2021. I'll be honest, it's really nice seeing your guys' faces after almost a whole year of not seeing you guys. I realized that I don't know who any of you were. All of you have changed your hair, cut it, let it grow out, and it's just really nice to see you all again. And I want to say welcome to everyone watching through the live stream. Your support is appreciated, and I wish you could be here. Anyways, it's been a long year, and we made it despite those changes in the pandemic. Congratulations to everyone for making it here, whether it's been academically, mentally, or emotionally challenging. I know we did the best to make this enjoyable through the pandemic, but it will never live up to the expectations we had in the past. I also know a lot of us are really anxious, excited, or stressed, and a whole other whirlwind of emotions about finally graduating, moving on to different pathways, and a ton of changes coming our way. But I just want you to know, what you're thinking about now is a thought for the moment. Tomorrow, these thoughts will pass, so don't take everything to heart. Congrats to the strongest graduation class ever, class of 2021.
Thank you, Carlene. And now I'd like to call up the senior class officers, Angelo Galvez, Kaylee Ledford, and Kate Castro.
The class of 2021 is proud to announce that this year's class gift will be a memorial to the late Mr. Heineke.
Thank you very much, officers. Oh, took it off. Put it on. There you go. And now, our student speaker, Salutatorian David Isaiah Petenia Tabora.
Everybody, good afternoon, or good morning. I would like to thank everyone here for coming to the graduation of the whole class of 2021, well, half technically, since the first one. And before I start talking about a lot of the cliches in my speech, I'd like to thank a lot of the few people who were the reason why I'm here today. First, I'd like to thank my tennis team and my coach, Coach Mar, for making my high school experience amazing through the bond we have in our tennis team. It gave me a safe space to be whenever I was overwhelmed by school, by all the classes that I took. Second, I would like to thank all of my friends that are here today because you guys were the closest thing I had to siblings as an only child. And lastly, but most importantly, I would like to thank my mom and my grandparents because they were there for me since the beginning and supporting me no matter how indecisive I was with whatever I decided to choose. Before I start crying about my thanks, I'm going to move on from it. Today is one of the most important days of our lives. It signifies a spork in the road. Yes, I said spork. Sporks are very underrated. Sporks are better than forks, that's my opinion. We are all going in our own paths, but today we're all in the same place at the same time celebrating this occasion. And as much as I like to make another joke, I want to be a little cliche by saying that everyone here, no matter what path you are taking, since everyone here is going to different paths, will have the unlimited potential to succeed. And I can't wait to hear about it in the future. Our unlimited potential is parallel to the unlimited capacity of our football field, which could have fit everybody here, I'm just saying. I said I wasn't gonna make a joke, but I ended up making one. Continuing on the cliches, I'd like to quote one that you'll probably hear in most graduation speeches. This is the first day of the rest of our lives, which I honestly disagree to some extent because we have had 18 years to come to this moment, to sculpt our unique selves into who we are today. And while each of us will embark on a new chapter of our lives, we should not forget what we were before and build upon it instead. And I'd like to quote a comedian, which is odd for an inspirational speech, Jim Carrey. The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency that there is. Because seniors, look around you, and no matter who you are looking at, no matter how personally you know them, they have had a big or a small impact on you, but it is an important one. Because who you are is a mosaic of all the people that that have influenced you in your life. So instead of a goodbye to the class of 2021, I'd like to say thank you for sculpting me into who I am today.
And now student speaker, valedictorian Ethan Shull. Water right there, dude, okay?
First off, I would like to welcome the students, staff, family, and friends that were able to make it here today. Our class has had one of the most unique high school experiences in decades. I mean, the first few days back in person, I was still trying to turn my camera off before remembering that's not how real life works. I was so used to resting during class that having to wake up and give my full attention for a day felt out of place. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would give anything to be able to go back and experience our normal senior year with all the fun events and all the memories that come with it. But I believe these circumstances have led our class to grow. Leaving here, some of us will go to college, some will join the military, and others go straight into the workforce. But whatever we do, it'll be a big change from our lives as high schoolers. These changes can be abrupt and difficult, but we will be able to look back at the abrupt changes brought upon by school and quarantine and realize if we got through that, then we can get through anything. However, one thing I do want to mention with the circumstances surrounding this past year was the illness me and so many of my fellow students sadly caught. I'm sure most of you have heard about it. That's one of the worst epidemics we've had in a while. And no, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about all the cases of senioritis we had this year. You would not believe how many students who are usually on top of their work had succumbed to this. I mean, I've seen our salutatorian David eating, writing an essay, playing video games, and talking to me when the essay was doing only 5 minutes. But as you know, despite everyone who was infected, we did it, we made it, and we graduated. To quote a little-known poet named Jermaine Cole, so here we are, it's funny how so close can seem so far. I don't know if it's because of the year that I spent at home, but it almost doesn't feel real that graduation's already here. Cole's words ring so true to me because even though I'm super excited to venture out into the world and leave life behind as I've known it for the past few years, it just seems so foreign to even consider it. There are some present here today which I've known for the last 4 years that I might never ever see again in my life, and that's baffling. But looking back even before COVID, our years were surrounded by crazy events. Who remembers looking outside and just seeing the orange sky from countless fires that closed school down for a couple of days? Everyone was so excited to go home for those days, but now I'm just happy and thankful that those days didn't turn to weeks and those weeks to months. Because as time's gone on, I've only cherished more and more of those normal days. And even though a lot of my friends unfortunately weren't able to go hybrid these past few weeks, just seeing the ones that could in person, which, in any other point in normal history would be a normal thing, it was an incredibly great feeling to see them. So I want to give a shout out to my circle. You guys know who you are, because you made these 4 years a blast, and you helped me grow as a person, and I can't wait to continue my friendship with y'all. Also, to my parents, especially my mother, for supporting me through all my educational goals, because without her, I wouldn't be standing here today. And I can't forget the teachers who were such an integral part of these 4 years. I had the pleasure of meeting some really good ones who made the day-to-day drivel of school something really enjoyable to come to. Additionally, to Mr. Jones, my counselor, the man that was there for me throughout my whole high school career, you've been a huge help, and since I met you freshman year, you believed in me and gave me direction to get where I am now. Lastly, this year, as I'm sure many of you know, we lost a dear member of our JAG family, Mr. Heineke. Many of you probably had the pleasure of having Mr. Heineke, or at least seen him around. He was a great teacher and a kind man who wanted nothing more than his students to be the best they could ever be. And as one of his wonderful APs, I would like us all to live by his wise words, to work hard and party even harder. Thank you.
And now for some remarks from our superintendent, Mr. William Spalding.
Thank you and good morning. How's everybody doing? All right, we have to yell louder later on in the meeting, in the graduation than that. I just want to share a couple of things with the graduating class and with the audience today. This is an auspicious occasion, as you know, and it represents so many things. It represents graduation. It represents graduation through a pandemic. But the other thing I wanted to remind everyone, and I'm not sure everybody remembers this or knows this, that this graduating class here, this class of 2021, is the 20th graduating class of Jesse Bethel High School, the 20th. And here's the reason I know that. Because at the first graduating class in 2021, I sat right there as the vice principal, the first vice principal of Jesse Bethel High School when we opened it. And I remember that day, it was a Saturday, it was hot, it was about a 2.5-hour graduation ceremony where there was so much pride and so much joy, not just in the graduation of the students, but in what the school stood for and what a great occasion it was to be graduating its own students. And I want to reconnect you all to that because there's great history at this school. Jesse Bethel left this community and this school a tremendous legacy, and I want to honor that and honor the work of him and his family over the years. A great, great family in this community. The last thing that I would want to just share with you very quickly is this has been such a test for all of you. You know, this whole year, this pandemic has been a test for all of you. Nobody would have chosen this for you. You didn't choose it. Nobody chose it. Nobody would have chosen it for you. And we know that crisis at times can bring out the best in some people and sometimes not as much. But I know it's brought out the best in this group here. And the reason I know that is because you're here, because you're sitting with us, because you overcame, because you were persistent, because you have grit, because you were hardworking, because you continued through pandemic learning on a Chromebook, being at home, not being able to be a part of your classes. You have something that's unique that no one else has experienced. We didn't close school buildings in World War II. We didn't close school buildings for the Cuban Missile Crisis. We didn't close school buildings for 9/11. This was something that was very, very unique, and hopefully something we'll never see again. And yet you're here because you brought your best. So I'm going to make a little challenge and ask you to do one more thing. Bring your best from here on out. Bring your best always, because the world needs your best. The world needs your best attitude. Your world needs your best effort. The world needs your best work. The world needs you at your most generous, your most helpful, your most kind, and your most dedicated. Bring that. Because remember, you represent your family, you represent this city, you represent yourself, and you represent Jesse Bethel School. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Superintendent Spalding. And now just a few remarks from your principal. Yeah, that's me. And I'll be presenting the class after my speech here. So I want to share with you a few things. People use the word impossible to mean out of reach or too hard to achieve. A terrible situation can be impossible, and so can a person who refuses to compromise or seems intent on making things difficult for everyone else. Well, this pandemic has made it difficult for everybody, but we're here. We made it through. We did it together. People thought those of color would never vote. In 1870, the 15th Amendment passed to allow all men of color to vote. People said women would never vote. In 1919, Congress passed the 19th Amendment to allow all women to vote. Sí se puede. Yes, you can. In 2008, President Barack Obama coined the term, yes, we can, during his campaign for the presidency, and you know he was our president for 8 years. You see, things are possible. Why should I say the sky's the limit when we have been to the moon? Reach for the stars, Jaguars, but know it's time to make things happen. Over the past few weeks, we have been celebrating many of our students achieving great things at Bethel, and they will be moving on to higher levels of learning as well as their careers. We will be sending many of our students to the universities of California and beyond. Some will start their careers, and some will continue on with their education, but all will be lifelong learners. I look forward to seeing many successes that you will achieve. Many people in the past have always asked graduates, what do you want to do? What do you want to be now after you graduated? I too was asked that question when I was your age. I had the faintest idea what I really wanted to do, but I just went along with the popular response of being an engineer or something, or, doctor, lawyer, something. Now I ask students, what problem do you want to solve? What problem? What do you mean? Is the usual response I get. I tell students that I realized that I wanted to make sure all students had the tools to succeed, where all students can believe they can succeed. I became an educator over 28 years ago, and I am still striving for a solution to this day. And with all of you, it makes me closer to solving it. So believe. I do. I won't stop. I can't because of you. And you, and you, and you. I was wrong a few years ago when I said good things are happening in the city of Vallejo. Great things are happening in the city of Vallejo. It is our time to make this city just better. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you for a wonderful year. As hard as it was, I am very proud of each and every one of you. Thank you. And now I would like to ask Trustee Gardner as well as Superintendent Spalding to accept the class of 2021.
Class of 2021, congratulations.
So this is the official part. By the powers vested in me by the state of California and the governing board of the Vallejo City Unified School District as superintendent of the school district, I hereby accept and certify that this class has met all the requirements for graduation from the Vallejo City Unified School District and are the graduated class of 2021 of Jesse Bethel High School. Congratulations.
All right, folks, I'm getting all kind of excited right now. Can our section leaders come on up to the front over here, the first rows? Okay, folks, now let me ask you a favor. When your graduate's name gets called, we know you're going to cheer. But remember, another name is going to be called right after. Please honor that moment for each graduate. That's what we ask. And as remember, students will be taking two pictures, one next to the sign and one down to the bottom of the ramp. Mr. Counselor Adobia will be helping you down the ramp if you need some assistance. So I'd like to call up Ms. Shannon Freisinger and Mr. Matt Risto to speak out the names. And if Ms. Vandenbroek and Dr. Galbeth, please have the students rise. First row.
Carlene, Ray, Alfonso. Angelo, Aquitano, Galvez. Kate, Jean, Nacional Castro. Sorry. Kayla Ackerley.
Dustin Anthony Foster.
Michaela Adams.
Adrian Charlisa Arlena. Yeah.
Fernando Guevara Agan II.
Imani Fowler.
Prince Anthony Corpus Agbayani.
Samuel Asima.
Elena Odessa Balansat. Dion Hester Balusi Bander.
Adrian Charlisa Alina.
Jonathan Edward Barron.
Javante Jambree Johnson.
Sahara Diane Banks.
Rochelle Yvette. Eliza Grace Villar Baratang. Derek Evan Kirk. Danaya Danielle Bernstein. Kimberly Eileen Orozco. Sean Vincent Batoon. Jordan Christopher Senoras Agudo. Millicent Joelle Bossi. Shania J.F. Alamin. Trinity Denadre Bell. Daniel Alan Castro Hernandez. Jamari Anaya Banks. Michael Ancheta. Jabari Emil Brown. Michael Anderson Jr. Kaya Erlane Monique Bryant. Carla Ferreras Anciete. Monet Berge. Romel Opon Arcega Jr. Jaden Elijah Buchanan. Pearl Janine Avila. Alexis Bueno. Alexandra Michelle Arroyo. Dylan Butler. Kevin Ballard. Umaya Ballard. Naveed Bandal. Divaco Colbert. Sarah Tatiana Blocker McBroom. Darian Christopher Contreras. Kevin Padal Bland.
Lamar Marcellus Cotton.
Mikhail Chantrell Boholano.
Kemeny Emmanuel Cortino Brito.
Marcel Devon Bondurant Jr.
Kamora Milan Cook.
Roman Gabrielle Blair.
Nicholas Nakasi Collins.
Jabe Dominic Valdez Baraja.
Eugene Dela Cruz.
Damian Terrell Bonner.
Angel Daniel Cuvez Vincente.
Tracy Eugene Brooks.
Kalina Agrita Davis.
Alexis Brown.
Heidi DeLeon.
Madison Byram.
Angelica De Los Santos.
Matthew Cadavid.
Ashley Maud Dennis.
Rihanna May Mike Cantor.
Ryan De La Cruz De Los Santos.
Ivan Castro.
Michael Josiah Denham.
Davin Kasuga Ebola.
Japdeep Singh Dhaliwal.
Angel Kevin Sadio.
Gabriela Evelyn Diaz.
Christian Serrato.
Sarah Dilag.
Jaden Clark.
Nelson DeLay Jr.
Michaela Carissa Coe. Over there. Dayon Colberts.
Elver Estrada Mercado.
DeMarcus Timothy Dawson.
Kamani Kanaya Fasen.
Lee Dylan DeChio.
Take off your mask. Denise Feria.
Crizel Annette Yoroy de Jesus.
Mara Priscilla Ferrer.
Mark Anthony Del Rio.
Ashley Flores.
Ruben Del Toro.
Alejandro Flores.
Joe Fannemery de la Cruz.
Valeria Flores Flores.
Mia Christine de la Garza.
Carol Estelle Fordak.
Christian Jacob Malonzo de la Cruz.
Dallas Frederick Foster.
Michael Jordan de la Pena.
Alexis Nicole Gentry.
Anna Criselda de Leon.
Air Nicole Jimena.
Nathaniel Luna Dule.
Sergio Fabian de Jesus Gonzalez Rubio.
Nicholas Ely.
Natalie Abigail Gonzaga Mahano.
Sorelli Echavia.
Where's your name? Oh, thank you. Jazwan Gordine.
Victoria Jade Valencia.
Nelan Elise Green.
Matthew Elliott.
Jasmine Nicole Valencia Guarino.
Mia Ariana Ellis.
Jarek Guasca.
Sukantiri M.
Miliana Espinoza.
Angel Espinoza.
Diamond Gonzalez.
Arlie Aseneth Espinoza Diaz.
Evan Harpin.
Dylan Lynn Foster.
Tiana Harris.
Robert Joseph Fournier.
Kyrie L. Harrison.
Ariel Ferreira.
Eileen Hernandez.
Milana Fama Fredaluces.
Kainoa William Hernandez.
Nina Galang.
Stephanie Christina Hernandez.
Nathan Humadang Galedo.
Jennifer Arion Delgado.
Gallegos. Gabrielle Anthony Gallegos.
Aijane Herring.
Eliza Anhil Garcia.
Samaya Higgins.
Allison Alicia Garrison Burgett.
Traville K1 Hill.
James Luis Samila Galias.
Amir Johnson Sykes.
Janine Labanla Gulan.
Ramon LaShawn Jones Jr.
Patrick Jason Corpuz Gulan.
Michael Gregory Jones Jr.
Nixie Gulian. Kobe Gully.
Leonora Johnston.
Cuauhtemoc Gutierrez.
Anasha
Giselle
Jones. Sorry.
Giselle Gutierrez.
Paris Giles.
Lawrence Hargraves II.
Sukhdeep Kaur.
Lelaine Lucero Costa.
Ciara Kelly.
Nicholas Hazan. Joshua Priest Nathaniel Hormez.
Traylyn Kamari Essence Jones.
Antoine Dwayne Horton Jr.
Jordan Michael Dominguez Juan.
Justin Kim Huyan. Elizabeth Ibarra. Devon Jackson. Alea L. James. Alea L. James. Sorry about that. Lakita Maria Jenkins. Angelina Ika Johnson. Lonnie Madison Tamika Brown.
All right, give it one last time for our class of 2021. You got to be louder than that. You got to raise it up, raise the roof here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, everybody, if you all could be seated. I would like to call up our activities director and PE teacher, and all around, she does everything in the world for Jesse Bethel. Would Miss Ann Talamantes Risto please come up for our memoriam? As Miss Talamantes is coming up, please turn to the back page of your program for the in loving memory of our memoriam.
Good morning. I think we're still morning. Today we are gathered to celebrate the graduation of Jesse Bethel High School's class of 2021. It is a time of celebration and joy for all of our graduates, their families, and our staff. As much as we rejoice with our seniors on their achievements, we are also missing members of our Jaguar family who have passed away and want to make sure we take a moment or two to remember them. Tran and Tram from the class of 2021 were both flute players in our JBHS concert and marching bands, and they played the mallets with our indoor drumline. They were very much loved and are sorely missed by both the Springstown wrestling family and the JBHS band family. We have their Shako performance hats, as well as honorary band regalia on display in memory of them today. Thank you. Someone else who is missing today is Scott Heineke. Mr. Heineke, to his students, one of our teachers whose passing was unexpected recently, leaving us shaken and missing him today. Mr. Heineke liked nothing better than to support our Jaguars students and staff. If there was a job that needed to be done, he would pitch in to make it happen. He wore many hats and supported Jesse Bethel High School as a teacher, union rep, swim, water polo, tennis coach, yearbook advisor, activities director, and department chair, to name a few of the things. Mr. Heineke was an advocate for our students and staff, and he will be greatly missed. Please join me in a moment of silence while we remember our absent Jaguar family members. Thank you. Bethel Pride.
And now I'd like to call up for the Tassel ceremony, Kaylee Lynn Ledford, Senior Class Vice President.
Okay, will the class of 21 please rise? Please join me in moving your tassels from the right to the left. Congrats, guys, we did it!
Thank you, Vice President Ledford. Will Angelo Galvez, Senior Class President, come up for the farewell?
Good morning. In the past 15 months, we've seen what may perhaps be some of the most challenging and devastating times that we may ever have to face in our lifetime. In these long, tiresome months, we've seen the ravages of a deadly global pandemic, racial injustice, economic hardship, and among that, lonesomeness, isolation, and anxiety. In our 12 years of schooling, we've grown accustomed in being together, in celebrating our goals and achievements together. And although we might not all be here together today, and although we might be 6 feet apart, we also acknowledge that this is but one small sacrifice that we must make out of selflessness. Selflessness, the art of being willing to give up something of value for others. In the past year, we've given up so much for the safety and well-being of others. We've seen a year without senior activities, without a homecoming or prom, without a trip to Disneyland or Waterworld, without rallies and games. The simple things we would previously take for granted, we've now learned to appreciate. The warm hug or handshake of a friend, the energy or excitement of a bustling campus of over 1,000 students, the awkward silences that can fill a room from time to time. Now, if you were to survey this class about 2 years ago, I'm sure an overwhelming majority would be ready and roaring to get out of here. And yet, just a few weeks before today, over 500 students petitioned and fought hard to be here all together again today and to buy more time. Among all the things that we've learned in the past 4 years have been the experiences that we've accumulated. We've gone from knowing little to nothing about the world to being able to get through it with some guidance. And now, like a child on a bicycle with training wheels, the time has come for us to take them off and to learn to ride on our own. Our patience, relationships with others, and experiences in the past 12 years, have brought us to the edge of our adolescence. In the coming months, we'll be off and away, some to colleges, some to start businesses, and some to see what else that life has to offer us. Regardless of where we're going, we know that among all else that we are strong, tenacious, and relentless in the pursuit of a better tomorrow. A brilliant mind named Claire Wineland once said that the quality of your life isn't determined by whether you're healthy or sick or rich or poor. It's determined by what you make out of your experiences as a human being. End quote. I have faith and confidence in this group of scholars. We can and will change the world. It has been an honor to serve as your president for the past 3 years. To my friends and family, I love you. To the class of 2021, I wish you good luck and leave you with this advice. Be kind, and great things will happen for you. Thank you, and farewell.
And now, the alma mater by Kaylee Lynn Ledford, our senior class vice president.
Okay. Hail to Jesse Bethel High, praise the black and gold, glory to our alma mater as our future unfolds. May the memory of our school live in Bethel pride as we sing our song of praise to Jesse Bethel High. Hail to Jesse Bethel High.
Thank you, Vice President. Okay, before we do the recession, let me remind our parents, please do not come onto the field. We ask that you meet them on Nebraska Street where you dropped your graduate off. They will be picking up their diplomas and they'll be sharing it with you out there on Nebraska Street. Thank you very much, and if we could start the music for the recession. I know you guys can cheer louder than that, right?